All right, everyone watching on broadcast TV on the CW30 and ABC4, this is Brian McElhatton reporting from the Stream Center in the ABC4 newsroom. For those of you who are just joining us on the broadcast side, we've been streaming breaking news coverage of a mass shooting at an LDS chapel in Salt Lake City. This is Redwood Road at 700 North, 660 Redwood Road is the address. And we heard from police spokesperson Glenn Mills a short time ago, and here's what we know. There was a funeral happening at this LDS chapel at the time of this shooting. There was some kind of a fight or an argument that broke out in the parking lot outside of the chapel that led to shots being fired. All said and done, there were 8 victims tonight. 2 of them are dead. 3 of them are in critical condition at the hospital. And 3 more police are still trying to figure out what their condition is because they weren't taken to the hospital in an ambulance. They were taken to a hospital in a private car or perhaps a police car. And so that causes a delay in understanding what their condition is at the time because police have to track those people down, stay in touch with the doctors and the hospitals, and then that information gets passed up to us. So 8 victims right now, 2 of them dead, 3 critical, and 3 more we are waiting to hear. 8 victims in all. Who did this? Why did they do that? That's the question police are trying to figure out right now. We know there is at least one suspect here who took off in a car, and police are trying to track them down right now. And no doubt they're going to use cameras like this one, this UDOT camera. They're at intersections across the city and across the state, and police can use these cameras to follow cars as they move through intersections and as they move through the state. And so police no doubt are watching those cameras closely to try to figure out where this car went. Do we have one suspect? Do we have several? That is still unclear tonight, but we do know of at least one person who took off. One of the reporters at the scene asked Salt Lake Police if there was an ongoing threat to the community. And the spokesperson, Glenn Mills, thought about it for a second and said what is true, and that is, in a situation like this, someone who is willing to open fire at a church is no doubt a danger to the community. Do they believe this person has other intentions tonight? Likely not. This was an event that happened at this particular location, at this particular church, and the suspect fled. So the manhunt is underway right now after those 8 people were shot outside the LDS church on Redwood Road. 660 Redwood Road is the address, by the way. And going forward tonight, you've got a big stretch of Redwood Road that is closed down at this point in time. So if you're heading that way, you're going to want to obviously avoid the area. Now, as for our journalist on the scene, our Mackenzie Diaz is there, our Jordan Tracy is there. We are trying to get them set up and get them in front of a camera right now so that they can give you some reports from street level. I'm eager to do that because I want to know what they are seeing and what they are hearing from the folks they are talking to. We're doing some audio checks with them right now, and as soon as we can get them up, we are going to bring them to you live here on the air as police search for the person who opened fire outside of an LDS chapel during a funeral of all things, shooting 8 people, killing 2 of them, 3 others in critical condition, and 3 more being treated. We understand their exact circumstances, their conditions unknown at this point. We are working to get that information for you right now. But you'll notice some police officers leaving the scene here. That can be an indication of a couple of things. One, it's an indication that the threat level has diminished. Police don't believe this person is in the area. That's a good thing. 2, it could mean that police are going to another scene. Maybe they've identified a suspect and they're going over there to their place of residence, their place of work, or the place where they may be going. Police are working all of their leads right now to try to figure out who did this. They're going to use all the tools at their disposal. This is the #1 priority in the city and the state right now, is to track down the person or the people who did this. They'll look at cell phone data. They'll look at the cameras. Utah has a vast network of traffic cameras where police can follow vehicles as they move through an area, really all across the state. And that's what police are doing right now to try to figure out who this person is. And let's not underestimate the value of witness statements. Unclear how many people were at this funeral at the time, but that's a lot of people who saw something, who heard something, and can give police a better idea of what happened. They may even know the person who opened fire, and if that's the case, police likely already have their name and are already moving in to intercept that person and to go to their home and other places where they are known to frequent to be ready for them. I understand we're trying to get Mackenzie Diaz on the line right now. She has been there since this thing began, talking to folks and gathering witnesses. And I'd like to go to reporters who are on the scene because they can fill in some blanks for us. They can give us an idea of what it's like street level, what the police are saying, what witnesses are saying. There are a number of businesses in this area, too. There's a McDonald's, there's a gas station. There were some other establishments here that I'm hoping our folks have been able to make contact with and talk to. We want to hear from those folks. But yes, this is a quiet, what should have been a quiet Wednesday night, a funeral at an LDS meeting house, disrupted by gunfire, 8 victims, 2 dead, 3 in critical condition, and 3 others were working to figure out exactly what their condition is because they were taken to the hospital by private car. Police don't believe there is an ongoing threat to the community, but obviously the person who did this is dangerous. That's what Salt Lake City Police spokesperson Glenn Mills has told us, and they are actively searching for that person right now. You can see some officers here in the street. They are doing some traffic control work, but they're also looking for additional evidence. No doubt they're talking to those businesses nearby, just as we do, to get some witness statements and understand exactly what may have happened. Did you notice a vehicle that was fleeing the scene? What direction did that vehicle go? What direction did that vehicle come from? All questions that police are going to be asking witnesses as this investigation really begins. Utah's a vast place. Salt Lake City is a big place. Lots of places for a car to go. But police do have tools at their disposal to try to track these people down. Again, these cameras, like the one we're looking through right now, these are at many, many intersections in the city and around the state. The Department of Transportation at the state level maintains a network of cameras that are always on, and you can track cars that way as they move through intersections. But you can still see a very, very active scene here in Salt Lake City on Redwood Road, which is a busy thoroughfare through the city, right? Redwood Road goes from north to south all the way down to Utah County. It is an alternate route for people who can't take I-15. So if you can take Redwood Road somewhere, you can get to almost anywhere in the valley fairly quickly. It's a wide road with many streets that cross it. And so you have to wonder where this person went after opening fire at the church. That's what police are looking for right now, that person. Glenn Mills said one person, but he also said suspects. And he may have misspoke there, or maybe there could be other people involved. We simply don't know at this point, but we know of at least one person who fled that scene. And police are on the hunt for them tonight. Pardon me as I look down at the desk here and I check in with our reporters and our sources. We have our newsroom team in the background. You may hear them as they're making phone calls and trying to find some information as well. Again, we are live right now on ABC4 and the CW30. We are streaming online on abc4.com. We're also streaming on our news app, News for Utah Plus. And if you're just joining us, there has been a mass shooting at an LDS chapel in Salt Lake City. 660 Redwood Road is the address. That's roughly Redwood Road and 700 North. We pulled up the closest traffic camera to the scene. You can see that here, the large police presence still blocking off a big portion of Redwood Road. We understand, to set the scene for you, there was a funeral happening at this LDS chapel tonight? There was some kind of a fight or an argument that broke out outside of that chapel, in the parking lot specifically. That led to shots fired, 8 victims in all, and here's how the victim count breaks down. Of those 8 victims, 2 of them are dead. That is confirmed by police. 3 more in critical condition in the hospital. 3 others were taken to the hospital in their private cars, or someone's car. May have been a police car, may have been a bystander, may have been a member of the congregation there. And it's taking the authorities a while to ascertain their condition. So we don't know the condition of those final 3 people. But we're getting ready to do that right now. We're also getting ready to talk to our reporter, Mackenzie Diaz, who is on the scene right now. Mackenzie, I hope you can hear me. I've been eager to talk to you. First of all, can you give me a lay of the land? What are you seeing there on Redwood? What are you hearing?
Yeah, Brian, well, a lot of police and fire vehicles have actually left the scene already. There's still quite a few police presence on scene. Caution tape still up here. We're by the Maverick and the McDonald's here as well. We actually just talked to one of the cousins who was at the funeral, and he's just absolutely heartbroken. He says they were just at a funeral, and now they're going to be having to go to a couple more, saying that their cousins are in critical condition tonight, and just very heartbroken overall for the family. He says the first thing that he did was take his son out of there and run out of there as fast as he could, because he just didn't know the people who were shooting either, he said. But I want to show you the scene a little bit more as we set the stage here. We're going to pan over to show you kind of what we're looking at. There's a heavy police presence still on scene here, and also behind the Maverick as well, right by that church. But basically, we're going to just recap for everyone tuning in again. A funeral was taking place here at the time when a shooting happened. Multiple people have been injured. 2 have been found dead so far, and this all happened tonight around 7:30 p.m. Again, a funeral taking place at the meeting house at the time of the shooting. There was an altercation that broke out, leading to shots fired. 8 victims, 3 in critical condition tonight. This is near 600 North, 700 North. Someone said that he saw the victims dead on the ground in front of the church. We also talked to someone who heard the gunshots, saying it wasn't just one, but it was several gunshots. Neighbors still aren't able to get into their apartments here, also behind the Maverick, just yet. We're gathering more information, but it's still a very active scene. Lots of police here. I would guess probably a dozen police and fire vehicles altogether. Lots of people also just standing around here, not sure what's going on, just trying to figure it out as they're waiting to get back into their apartments. We don't know who the suspect, if it's suspects or suspect, with the shooting just yet. So we'll have to keep you updated when we know more on that. But again, just looking at the scene here, police still here. That cousin that we talked to earlier, absolutely heartbroken, but we will keep you updated when we have more information. Brian?
Yeah, Mackenzie, I'm wondering if you are able to bring any of those bystanders over to your camera position and ask them what they're seeing. If they live in the neighborhood, I'm really curious about their thoughts, because we know that violence like this is uncommon here, right? Sadly, we know that it can happen anywhere, and authorities and church congregations you try to prepare themselves as best they can for situations like this. But I'm curious, I don't know if we need to get off you and then you can come back in a minute, or if you can wave someone down.
Sir?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Do you... Let me ask this guy real quick. Do you live in the area here? Can we ask you a question really quick for the camera? Just kind of about like the violence and overall, just is this common here? Is this not common?
Not like this. I mean, things happen, but this is a lot of cop cars. I'm trying to figure out what happened though.
Yeah, but you've never seen anything like this. There's a lot of cop cars. Can you talk to us like about what you're saying? Are you shocked by the police presence?
I am very shocked actually, because it's a lot of cop cars. So I'm just curious what's going on.
Is this a pretty safe neighborhood? So what happened with there was a shooting at a church? Did you hear anything about that?
I haven't heard nothing about it.
It was at the church over here. Is this a pretty quiet area, or can you kind of talk to me about the area?
Yeah, I feel comfortable here. I mean, a lot of people don't feel comfortable in this area, but I do. So yeah, I'm pretty shocked.
All right. Okay, so this is normally a pretty quiet area. That's safe to assume. Nothing like this has really ever happened. How long have you been living here for?
I've been here since I was a kid.
Okay, so yeah.
Since a baby.
So since he was a baby, he says he's never seen anything like this in this neighborhood before. Absolutely big police presence on scene right now, Brian.
Mackenzie, have you noticed, I know there's a big police presence here, but I was watching the camera overhead. We have an overhead shot of the intersection, and I've noticed that there have been some police cars that seem to have left. Normally that indicates that an immediate threat to the area is over, or that could indicate that the police have another scene to go to. Perhaps they know who the suspect is. Perhaps they know the area they might be from. They might be heading over there. But I'm curious, you're on the ground, so you have a different vantage point than I do from the overhead shot. Does it seem like some police cars have left, that the posture of the police officers has changed a little bit? Kind of what are you seeing from where you're standing?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I can't say that for sure, of course, because we do see that the caution tape is still up, and the areas that have been originally blocked off are still blocked off right now. Some police cars in this area have left, but we're going to go check it out over there behind the house, kind of by the church, where it happened to see a little bit more if this is, if they're letting people in yet or that kind of thing, because we haven't heard a lot. It's still a pretty active scene though, so I don't want to say that for sure, but that's kind of what we're seeing right now.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic scene right now because police are still processing the scene. They're still hunting for the person or people who did this. Mackenzie, I'll let you go. I'll let you talk to some more people so we can get their perspective and their witness statements here in the next few minutes. Thank you very much.